Hi, good evening, and a warm welcome to all the participants in today's webinar. We'll wait for a couple of minutes to allow everyone to join in and settle down, and then we'll get started with the discussion, with the presentation. So just bear with us for about 2 minutes, and then we'll get started. In the meantime, I will quickly check on the live stream because it is very, very important because many of you would want to access the recording of today's webinar, and for that, it is crucial that the live stream should be working fine. So let me quickly have a look at the settings and just ensure that the live stream is working properly. It seems to be working properly. Perfect. So that is taken care of. And because this happens to be a very common question that we get in our webinars. So that's where I would like to say it once again, although you may find it a little irritating, but uh, sorry, that you will all get the recording of the session. I will also quickly check on the audio because am getting a error on the audio. So let me just quickly check on that, and I will be back with you in a second. All right, so audio settings are also taken care of. Now, before I start sharing my screen, a very quick point I would want to share with all of you is regarding how we are going to interact. So for that, there are two tools that you can consider using. The first one is chat, which you can already see a number of participants are already using, but you can use it a little more productively. So at this moment, it is more for passing or saying greetings, but you can also use it for networking. You can add little details about your organization, what product or services do you offer, your contact information, and if you have a website, include that as well. And God knows, you may be able to find a buyer or supplier in this session as well, right? So use it for that as well. And it has happened in the past wherein one of the participant not only was able to find a buyer supplier, in a lot of our sessions, it has happened that participants were able to connect with like-minded business owners. And in fact, in one of the session, they were even able to crack a deal during the session itself, right? So it's a big opportunity, a networking opportunity, which is there for you. So utilize that as well. For that, you can use chat. But for questions, because anything that is coming out of my mouth may not be clear or may not be acceptable. You may have your questions, your reservations, and that is absolutely right. How will you ask questions or how will you interact with me, right? So for that, you have to use an option which is Q&A. So if you look down below, you'll see there's a question mark on one of the options. You have to use that to ask questions. Towards the end of the session, we will dedicate some time, about 15 minutes, to answer your questions. We're going to keep adding your questions there. I will not advise you to add the questions in the chat because there you may notice that there's a lot of exchange, there's a lot of discussion happening between the participants themselves, the members who are joining us here today. So they may be interacting. So that's where there's a chance that your question might get missed out. So please don't add your question in the chat, add it in the Q&A. I can see there is someone who has already accepted and they have confirmed that they have understood. Wonderful. So this is where we will proceed ahead. But before that, I would like to welcome Mr. Mukesh, who is a FIO official, and he has taken out time and he's joining us here today. So welcome, Mr. Mukesh,
Good,
in
good,
today's.
good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, and good afternoon, all participants.
Perfect. Thank you, Mukeshji. And now I will start sharing my screen and we will proceed ahead. And while I start sharing my screen or I do the screen share, I will also share a quick introduction about myself. My name is Adnan. I'm Director SME Commerce Growth at Global Linker. My functional or focus area at Global Linker is digital commerce, but I also actively work on sharing knowledge or information with business owners like you. Because in today's day and age, there are a lot of technology solutions or a lot of tools which are available, and if they're leveraged properly, you will be able to achieve the objective, and which is obviously to grow your business, to do more sale. So the lack of knowledge is the biggest impediment or bottleneck that is preventing a MSME from growing their business digitally or adopting digital ways of doing business. And that's where we try to contribute by sharing knowledge or information and conducting a lot of training sessions, webinars, conferences, workshops, etc. And I had the wonderful opportunity of conducting more than 500 such sessions in various countries and interacting or sharing a little bit of knowledge with about 12,000 business owners. Right. So that was a quick introduction about myself. I am I've started sharing my screen. Mukeshji, can you please confirm if my screen is visible? I
Yes, yes,
don't have
yes,
the
yes, sir. Your screen is visual. Go ahead, sir.
wonderful, wonderful. I don't have the other monitor today. It is not working, so I am not able to see the preview. Again, back to the discussion that we were having. So wonderful. This is where we will get started. And I can see there are a few participants who have just joined us. So good evening and a warm welcome to you as well. And this is where we will proceed ahead with our discussion. And the agenda for today's discussion is how are you going to do business with international buyers or foreign buyers on Indian Business Portal, right? That's the agenda. But before we go there, let's understand about Indian Business Portal, and then we'll obviously understand or take up the agenda. And we will also discuss how are you going to become part of Indian Business Portal? How are you going to showcase your products, your offerings on Indian Business Portal? What is going to be the journey? What is going to be the process? How complex that process is? How easy that process is? We're going to understand all that. Perfect. So let's begin. And as I mentioned, firstly, let's quickly understand about Indian Business Portal. What is Indian Business Portal? So Indian Business Portal is a trade hub for Indian exporters and foreign buyers for them to do the business easily and effortlessly. So it is a platform where Indian exporters showcase their products and international buyers review those products and do business with you. So it is at one end enhancing your discoverability and transactability. At the other end, it is making doing business with Indian exporters easier for international buyers. Now, who has created this portal? So it is a joint initiative between two organizations. One is FIO, which is Federation of All India Exports Organization, which is a premier export promotion body by the government of India. And second is Global Linker, which is a SME digitization and digital enablement platform, helping MSMEs in multiple countries in adopting digital ways of doing business, creating their own digital presence, and growing their business digitally. Because unlike a large organization which has plenty of resources and they have a lot of funds, a MSME is significantly disadvantaged. They don't have the knowledge, the technical know-how, and they don't have the same kind of resources, etc. And digital is the way forward. So that's where they are, or MSMEs is a significantly disadvantaged lot, and that's where we help them in adopting digital ways and creating their own digital presence and growing their business digitally. And how that is done, you will get a sense when we move ahead. Now, very quickly, what is the objective of Indian Business Portal? The objective is twofold. One is it is to create or to allow Indian exporters to create their own digital presence. I may be sounding little complicated, so let me try to simplify it or say it in a slightly more simpler manner. So, to help Indian exporters like you create your own digital presence. And it is not just a digital presence for the sake of it, a state of the art, best technology stack that kind of digital presence, and that too absolutely free, so that each and every one of you can create and operate your digital presence, because there are various issues, etc. We'll discuss that later. But digital presence, unfortunately, is a term that has been exploited so extensively these days that everyone has started to have their own imagination about digital presence, right? So I don't want to make you confused. So that's where what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my screen, take you to a browser tab, and show you what digital presence we mean, what type of digital presence you should be creating or you will get by joining the Indian Business Portal. All right. So allow me to switch my screen, and I have quite a few tabs. So it takes me a few seconds to locate the required tabs and then open it. So this is the tab I wanted to show you. This is where you can see I've opened multiple websites, and I've opened all of them just to give you that clarity about digital presence. So we have spoken, or I've told you that one of the objective of Indian Business Portal is to provide each and every one of you, irrespective of your scale, irrespective of your size, company size, turnover, etc. Each and every one of you gets a digital catalog like this. You can create it on your own. It is very simple, very easy to create. All right. So let me give you a few examples or show you few examples and what types of digital catalogs you can create. All right. So this is the first type of digital catalog that you can create. And this is a B2B example that we are looking at. This is a business that deals in equipment which is used by sports installations, stadiums, etc., coaching institutes, etc. Coaching, when I say sports coaching institutes, so they export and supply these equipments which are used for sports installations. And this is a B2B use case. This is where any international buyer or even a domestic buyer who is interested in procuring their product, they can simply send them or express their interest. So they can easily send them an inquiry or express their interest. How do they do that? So let me show you with a product page. So this is a product page on their website, and this is where you can see it as a ground roller or road roller as we call it. So this is where we can see the information. They have in fact even added a video here so that a prospective buyer can easily understand the product, right? So there's a video to help them understand. There's a lot of other information which is also there, but you can see there's a button here. So if I am a buyer who is interested in this product, I only have to click on send inquiry, and which will open this overlay. I have to describe my inquiry. Obviously, I have to sign up to provide my contact details, and then I can send the inquiry. I can express the interest that this product I'm interested in, and then they can respond back to me, and they can share, they can ask if they have any questions, and then they can share the quotation. So this is an example for B2B. There's another example that I have here for you. This is a business that is into manufacturing and exports of matchsticks, and this is their digital presence or online store that they have created. This is another business that is into leather products, and this is their online store that we are looking at. This is the digital presence that they have created on the platform. This is another business that is into precision tools which are used for diamond cutting and polishing. So this is their online store. There's another business or example that we have here. This is from extremely different spectrum altogether. And this is a business that is into engineering products, walls, etc. And then we have another business that is into export of jewelry, and there's their online store that we're looking at. So these were all examples that I showed you. These were all B2B examples where businesses are generating inquiries through these digital presence that they are creating, the online stores that they are creating, right? So this is one flavor. Having said that, it does not mean that if you are a B2C seller or someone who wants to do retail exports, you can't create a similar digital presence. I'll show you an example. So for example, this business. So this is their online store. They are into natural beauty products, which we can see on the screen as well. Now, I told you that they are in retail exports. So as a customer, I can come to their website. I can place an order. Let me see if I can show you one of the products. So this is one of their products. And as a customer, I can come, I can do an add to cart and I can do an add to nine. So I have all those options and I can place an order. Now you must be wondering in your mind, I can imagine that that question must be there in your mind that okay, this looks like domestic online shopping. So from India, you can shop. But what if there's a customer from US? They will obviously not be paying in INR. So how will an international buyer buy? I can absolutely imagine that must be a question. So let me show you how this page looks to a buyer from US. So I'm going to use a tool which is called local browsing. It basically helps you understand how your website looks in a specific country. So I've given the link of the same page that we were looking earlier. And here you can see the currency is changed to $9.16. So depending on from where the customer is accessing your website, it will automatically detect the location and it will change the currency dynamically. So these are few examples of the B2C exporters. So this is where send inquiry. So a bulk buyer can send them an inquiry and add to cart can be done. This is another example, this is another example, this is another example. So if you are interested in B2C or offering retail customers or offering online shopping type of features on your website, you can also do that. Those capabilities are there. Now we have other type of businesses which are interested in doing both the things from the same website. So here we have an example wherein you can see there are two buttons, send inquiry and add to cart. I showed you another example here also. So this is another business where you have send inquiry and add to cart. So add to cart is basically for retail customers who are wanting to buy in smaller quantities. Send inquiry is typically used by buyers who are wanting to buy from you in bulk, right? So they'll express their interest. Obviously, they're not going to buy at the market rate. They will express their interest that we are interested to buy this product from you and give, and this is the quantity that we are looking at, give us the best price, right? So that is the kind of discussion that will happen. They may go through a few rounds of negotiation as well. So that's the capability. This is the third flavor which is available, which you can create. So one is B2B, wherein you are uh, getting leads or you're generating leads. The second is where you are receiving orders or you're getting orders from the customers. The third is where you are doing the both things using the same website. And it also saves you from the effort of creating two separate websites, one for retail customer, one for wholesale customer. Same website does it all. Here are a few more examples. This is a business that is into a home decor product. And again, the same use case, both the options. And this is another business that is into ethnic wear and ethnic products. There's another example which is very popular. These are insect repellents or insect prevention tool, insect control tools. And this is where, again, as a retail customer, I can buy the product in smaller quantities, and as a bulk buyer or international buyer, I can send them an inquiry. So these were different flavors of online stores, which are there are different use cases which are there. Now, depending on your business model and what you're trying to achieve, these capabilities are available. And the biggest point which I would want to highlight to all of you is that these online store are created by businesses who are like you, by themselves, very, very easily. So it is very simple, very easy. All of you will be able to create this on your own very easily. Now, why are we doing this? Because many of you will already have your own website. Why are we doing that? Firstly, to help all of you create your own digital presence, because unfortunately, as a country, that is a very big problem that we face. And the problem is that many of our good exporters or fantastic exporters, they don't have any digital presence, right? So forget about having a website. They don't even have an email ID, right? So and now if you are not there on the internet, you can't be found. And if you can't be found, no one can do business with you, right? So that is a big challenge to allow all of you to have your own digital presence, your own personal digital presence, your company's own digital presence. That is one objective, so that all of you can be found on the internet. This is your own presence, and you can obviously use it to promote yourself. And obviously, there are certain uh, information or details which are required on Indian Business Portal, and that is also supplied from your own website. So that is another reason which is not that important, but the most important reason is to help all of you have your own digital presence. So that is one reason for Indian Business Portal. The second reason is obviously to present you in front of international buyers. There are thousands and thousands or hundreds of thousands of exporters in India. Now, promoting each and every one of them individually is impossible. It can't be done. However, if we bring all of them together on one platform, then that platform can be promoted. International buyers can be brought onto that platform, and then that will lead to the growth of business, right? So that is why it is created. It helps you get greater visibility in front of international buyers. At the same time, it also helps international buyers, because international buyers, when they're looking for Indian exporters, they don't have to go to multiple places. They can come at single platform, Indian Business Portal, and from there they can do business with Indian exporters, right? So that is the objective, and is where I am going to close this presentation. I'm not going to bore you with more of these boring slides, and we will straight away go to Indian Business Portal and we will start discussing the second item on our agenda, and that is how are you going to do business with international buyers on Indian Business Portal. Now, what you're seeing on your screen is the live Indian Business Portal, and I'm not going to spend your valuable time giving you a walkthrough. Otherwise, I would love to do that, but I'm not going to spend your valuable time. We will straight away jump onto the agenda or onto the topic, and the topic is how are you going to do business with international buyers on Indian Business Portal. So there are two methods or processes through which it will happen. The first process is related to this button, which is post buying requirement. This button I'm referring to. Now you must be getting curious. Buying requirement, it is something which has to do with buyers. We are sellers. How are we related, right? That question might be coming to your mind in case you're paying attention. That question must have already clicked in your head, right? What is the relation of ours with the buying requirement? It has a relation, not an action item for you. It is an action item for the buyers. When their buyers are coming, they are expressing their interest. A lot of buyers don't want to get into the hassle of going through the search or going through the navigation and then going through the various profiles of the Indian exporters which are listed. They just want to have Indian exporters reach out to them, right? So for that, what they do is they express their requirement that we want to import this product from India, and then those requirements are displayed here. Where are they displayed? Or sometime international buyers directly approach FIO, because FIO is a premier export promotion body, or sometime they approach Indian embassies, and then Indian embassies connect them with FIO. So whatever the route may be, those requirements are, sorry, sorry, I have a bad throat. Excuse me. So those requirements are displayed here on Indian Business Portal. Now you might be getting little stressed, like only two requirements. No, these requirements keep coming and going from time to time. So they are only valid for a small period of time. So here you can see there are these requirements which you can see on the screen. So there is a sesame seed requirement from South Korea. There's a parts and accessories vehicle requirement, which is from Peru. So the requirements will keep coming, they'll keep going. And once the date is over, these requirements are then or then requisitions which you have sent, those are then shared with international buyer. Now, let me quickly give you an overview of how this works. Right. So you saw the entry point. So this is where the international buyer is coming. So they'll click on it and they'll share the requirement. I'll very quickly click on it so that you get a sense. So this is where international buyer comes and they'll enter the item, the category, subcategory, the city, state, the port where it has to be delivered, destination, country, trade time, payment method, etc., etc. Additional details, if you have it, they have attachment that can be added. And once they have added or filled in all the details, then this requirement is then pushed into the system, and that is reviewed by the FIO team. They do a due diligence on the buyer, they connect with them, they understand the requirement, and once they are satisfied with the inquiry and understanding, because obviously before presenting it to you, we also has to get a little familiar with the requirement, because otherwise you, if you come up with a question, they may not be able to answer. So that's why that due diligence also to understand the authenticity of the buyer. So that is done. Once that is done, then the requirements are displayed here. So you as an exporter, what are you required to do? So you are required to do two things. One is to keep an eye on this section. So once you will get listed on Indian Business Portal, you will get a notification that a new RFQ has been added. RFQ means request for quotation. It is already written there on the screen, but just for your knowledge. So a new RFQ is added now, but now that only happens, the notification or update only goes to the people or the businesses that are linked with Indian Business Portal. If you're not linked with Indian Business Portal, you'll not get an update, right? So it is very important that you become part of, you list your offerings on Indian Business Portal so that you start getting updates. Now, in addition to that, because you will get an update whenever a new RFQ gets added, you will get an update. But there are chances, there has been instances where a exporter missed the update which they have received. So email did came, but there were 40 different emails which came after that, and you got occupied with that, and then you just overlooked that email, and because of that you missed an opportunity. So I don't want that to happen with you. So I would request, if you can take out like 10-15 seconds every day, just open this page on your smartphone, and first thing in the morning you can create a sort of a ritual after getting up or starting your day. Just open this page, see if there's a RFQ of interest to you. That will prevent you or stop you from accidentally missing out. Although there are updates which are being sent, but human errors do happen. So just to avoid that accidental miss out, you should be reviewing this page. Now, once you have reviewed this page and you have found that there is a RFQ which is of interest, right? So this is the RFQ which is of interest. What is the next thing that you should do? So you should be clicking on the link, and it will take you to a inquiry form. Now, you have to fill up that form. Now, once that form is filled up and you have filled in the details, and once this the period gets over, then the FIO team will again review the responses which are received, because in the past it has happened that wrong responses were added, or some elements have added unwanted information to the responses, and that information was then shared with international buyer, which led to a embarrassing situation. So that is where FIO team puts in the effort and reviews all the responses which are submitted by our exporters, and in case additional information about any point is required, then that exporter is called up and they are asked to provide that detail. So once that cleanup work is done, or cleanup or enrichment, cleanup and enrichment work is done, then that those details are shared with international buyers. Then international buyer will review those details and then decide to connect with you to discuss the further finer details of the transaction. Now, how will they connect with you? So they can either ask FIO that these are the five exporters we would like to have a meeting with, and then FIO will connect with you and they'll convene a meeting, they'll organize a meeting. Or they will give to FIO that these are the five exporter, or these are the 10 exporters that we have shortlisted. Please ask them to connect with us. Here are our contact details. Then you have to connect with them and then fix up a meeting and discuss the details. So that is the second way. Or the third way is they can simply directly call you up, or drop you an email on your email ID and schedule a meeting and connect with you, right? So there are multiple options or methods which are available to international buyers, but they typically use either of the three methods. Either they will ask FIO to schedule a meeting, or they will share their contact details and ask FIO to ask you to connect with them, or they will connect with you directly. All right. So that is how this will happen. Now, what is the timeline? Because a lot of time we get calls on our help desk that I've submitted the RFQ response, but I haven't received any response from your side. What is happening? And we asked them, okay, fair enough. When did you submit your response? I submitted the response yesterday. Obviously, it has not even gone to the wire. How are you even expecting, right? So that is why I am also clarifying with you what is the kind of timeline that you should look at. So the first timeline is obviously this date, that when the RFQ is getting closed. After the closure of the RFQ, then you should assume at least 5 to 7 working days for the cleanup and enrichment. Once that is done, then starts the buyer review. So once the cleanup and enrichment is done, then it is shared with the buyer, which will again take 1 2 weeks to review the details and then decide on which exporters they should be working with. So on a broader level, 3 to 4 weeks is something that you should keep in mind. All right. Now, because I think the date is close, so I don't think
No,
I'll be.
Mr. Adnan, I'm opening this book.
Which one?
For
Part
example, first one in the South
okay,
Korea part.
sure.
Yes, please go ahead.
All right. Thank you. So this is the form that will open up. So whenever you'll click here to submit your response, this form will open up. Now there are 2 points because the form is very, very simple and you'll be able to fill it in matter of seconds. There are 2 points that I would want to highlight or share with you, which you should keep in consideration when you're filling this form. The first point is around the section that you're seeing here, which is the information section. Now you came across the RFQ which is relevant to you, and then you clicked here, looking at the picture, looking at the title, and then you went ahead and you submitted the details. Now, what if you haven't missed or you haven't gone through the finer details which are here, and then the international buyer has shortlisted you and has started having a conversation with you to discuss the finer details, and that's where you realize, okay, I can't fulfill this requirement. I don't have that kind of product. That will be obviously not a very nice situation for you or us. So that's where a request to all of you is to get better clarity about the requirement and then only submit the response. How do you get better clarity on the requirement? By reviewing this section, which you are seeing here. So review this section, and even after going through the information which is listed here, if you have any question, then you can reach out to FIO, and I will also show you. So if you scroll down all the way to the bottom of Indian Business Portal, here you will see there's an email ID, ibp@fio.org. You have to drop an email on this email ID and ask your question. You have to obviously give the reference of the RFQ that you're talking about, Sesame Seed or whatever the name of the RFQ is and the corresponding country, and what your question is. And then FIO's team will liaison with the buyer and get the clarification for you, but be absolutely clear about the requirement, and then you should be proceeding ahead. It shouldn't happen that when they have shortlisted you and that's where you realize, oh, I can't fulfill this. So those kind of things should not happen. All right. Now, coming up to the form, this is a very simple form. I have already told you that, but I am also going to show you that how simple it is. You have to input your email ID, your company name, your mobile number. You have to input your IC code. You have to specify whether you're a merchant, exporter, or manufacturer, exporter. You have to upload the factory license or MSME certificate. You have to upload your IC certificate. You have to upload the certificate in case you're a FIO or a Export Promotion Council member. You have to upload your RCMC, and then you have to specify, are you already listed on Indian Business Portal? And in case you are listed, then you have to input the link of your website, the online store. So we saw a number of online store. I showed you an example. So you have to just copy this link and paste it here. All right. Now you have another question which asks you, or the question is, do you have experience of exporting to a specific country? And you have, sorry, yeah, and business capabilities, right? So these two questions, there's the second point I wanted to highlight. So what is the expertise or experience of exporting that particular product, and what are the capabilities? So these two questions, because if you look at the other questions, those are basically information questions. Just you are providing the information. These are the two questions where you have to stand out. You have to provide more information. You have to give reasons for the international buyers to choose you, because otherwise you are just providing information. Now, why are we? Because this is assumed, like any reasonable person will obviously look at this and they'll understand, but trust us, we have seen the responses and wherein people have just typed yes, because this is both the questions are mandatory. So what people do is they just type yes here, or yes, we have experience, like that, right? So you have to be elaborate. You have to be detailed. And I'm not asking you to write an essay here, but at least one or two paragraph detailing out your experience, your expertise. A lot of time people ask me that we are a startup, we are just starting off, we have just started our export business. We don't have experience. What should we be writing here? So obviously you have to be very honest with the fact that you don't have an experience, and that is acceptable, but there must be something special that you're bringing on the table. If international buyer is standing in front of you and they ask you this question, right? I love your offering, I love your product, I love your pricing, but I have a question. You are a startup. Why should I do business with you? You will respond to that. And in case you're not finding an answer to that, ask AI, ask ChatGPT or Gemini. It will give you detail, like how you should be responding to it, but you must provide details here. So there should be something special that is there in your organization. There's some value add they're providing to the international buyer, and that should be highlighted here. So that is one. The second is about your capabilities. Again, what are your USPs? What are the specialities? Why should an international buyer do business with you? That is another thing that you have to highlight here. So 2 points. One is you should get absolutely clear about the requirement. And the second is that you should be adding detailed responses here when it comes to your experience and capabilities, right? Not just one word, two words, detailed responses, at least one or two paragraphs, ideally two paragraphs, right? So two there, 4 paragraphs you have to add. All right, so this is one process through which you will be connecting and interacting and doing business with international buyers on Indian Business Portal. What is the second process? The second process is wherein the international buyer, instead of sharing their requirement, they search for the relevant exporters, or they use the navigation and they look for the relevant exporter on Indian Business Portal. And once they have found, so for example, this is one of the product that I am interested. Just imagine that I'm an international buyer and I'm looking for products for my boutique store. So that's where I came across this product. This looks very interesting. So I am interested in procuring this product. So the next information that I need is about the supplier. So I can see the supplier details are mentioned here. So this is some organization, and this is where they are situated, and they are offering GI products. So this is where you can see the GI symbol is also there. So we will click on the title, and which will open this profile of the supplier. So this is where all of you, when you become part of Indian Business Portal, when you get listed on Indian Business Portal, all of you will have this profile. Now, when you get listed, please ensure that you're reviewing your profile. You are ensuring each and every product that you have on your website, they are all listed here. Each and every one of them are listed here. Even if one product is not listed here, you are missing out on the opportunity. So all of them are listed. They are properly listed in the categories. So this is where you can see the different categories in which the products are mapped, right? So all this should be perfect. We'll discuss that in detail a little later. But from a buyer's perspective, just imagine a buying journey. I'm an international buyer. I came to Indian Business Portal. I'm looking for these unique product, Indian ethnic handmade products for my boutique store. I like this product, but obviously I would want to also see what all does this seller sells and what are their credentials, what are their background. So I will instinctively click here and I will access their profile because I am interested in understanding more. Now, the very first thing that I came across after I moved from that page is their detailed catalog. So I can see all the products that they are offering. So I came across one product, I liked it. What else do you have? This is where you have the answer. So I can go through their catalog. I can see which all products do they have. And once I've made my mind, and once I've gone through the catalog and I've decided like these are the 10 products or these are 20 products which are looking very, very nice and I should inquire. So then I have made up my mind. But before I go there, I've made up my mind. This looks really nice. I should be doing business with them. But before that, obviously, I will have some questions, I will have some apprehensions, some doubts, hesitations, etc. So here you will see there is an option about us to overcome or help the international buyer overcome that apprehension, that hesitation or doubt they may have. So here you can see there's a lot of information available about this particular exporter. And if you go down below this, where they can see when the business was established, what is the legal entity type, they are a manufacturer exporter, and these are the countries they have already exported to. So a lot of information is available, and here they can see the certificate is also available. And I have opened one of the profile here. Let me see if I can show you. So this is where you can see they have displayed 3-4 certificates here. So the more the better, because the international buyer will be able to understand you better, and any doubt or any apprehension they may have, they're all addressed. All right. So they have made up their mind, and any apprehension or doubt which was there, it is also answered or addressed to a significant level or to a great extent. Now, once that is done, I've made up my mind. I had few doubts. They're also clarified. Now, what should I be doing? How should I be connecting with this Indian exporter? Now, there are multiple options which are available, and the most popular one is request meeting, which you can see here, request meeting. So this is where they will be able to request a meeting or schedule an online meeting. So similar to how we are meeting today, similar to that, they will be able to schedule a meeting and meet you online. They will be able to share their requirement, and you will be able to share about your business, your offerings, and you'll be able to take the transaction forward and to a closure. So this is the most used option which is there. Now, if I was there in your place, I will be extremely stressed just hearing this out. Okay, this looks very nice. And I'm just telling what thoughts I may have. So it looks very nice. They'll be able to schedule a meeting, but how will I know as an exporter that a meeting has been scheduled? How will I know? Who will tell me? So you will get an email update, and there is a section. So I told you that one of the reason for allowing all of you to have your own website or your online store is obviously to give you a personal digital presence. But in addition to that, there are features which are important for doing business, but any website or every website may not have those features. So this is where we have built them. So this is the control panel of one of the online store, a dummy online store that I have. And I am quickly taking you to the meeting section. So this is the meeting section where all the requests which are coming from international buyers for meeting with you, all the requests will be displayed here. So this is where you can see the various requests which were there from international buyers. Obviously, this is a demonstration account, so it does not have the meeting request. But in your case, you'll see which all meetings are scheduled for today, which are the upcoming meetings. And this is where you can specify your timing. So from Monday to Sunday or Monday to Saturday or Friday, from what time to what time you are available. And then the international buyer will not see the slots which are not available. So this is one of the most popular method or the common method using which international buyers will be connecting with you. The second method is contact seller, which you're seeing here. So in this case, they are sharing their own contact details, and you'll get a update that or a notification that a international buyer is trying to connect with you on Indian Business Portal. Now, again, the question comes, how will I know how will, as a supplier, as an exporter, I get an update or I get informed that there is someone who's wanting to connect with me. So you'll get an email update from our side. And there is a section where these details or these requests are displayed. So this is the contact us message section that you're seeing here. So on this contact us message section, all the requests which you have received from international buyers, all of them will be displayed here, right? So even if you miss out on the email, you can just go to that section and you can see the requests which are there. So contact seller is the second method. The third is visit store. So they will obviously be visiting your online store to understand more about your business. And if you have provided your contact details in form of phone number of email ID, this is where you can see the phone number and email ID. Let me scroll down once again. So here we can see the phone number of this business and the email ID of this business. So they can contact on these email ID and phone number as well, right? So these are multiple methods using which international buyers can connect with you and they can do business with you on Indian Business Portal, right? Now, before we move ahead and we discuss about how are you going to list your business on Indian Business Portal, there are a few common questions that we often get in our webinars. One question is, can we get the list of international buyers which are there on Indian Business Portal? We cannot share that because of the privacy restrictions, and it will be against the privacy policies. Obviously, we are not allowed to publicly display anyone's contact information. In fact, that approach itself, many exporters, personally also, a lot of exporters reach out to me asking, like, is there a place where from where we can get the information? And I have also interacted with a lot of exporters, and most of the exporters who had been using these practices also confirm that this is not effective anymore. There is hardly any response that we are getting because your effort, which is in form of an email, reach out, etc., they're all getting filtered out by spam, or they're all landing in junk. Even if they're landing in the inbox, the chances of someone reviewing it, because they end up, anyone whose email ID is exposed publicly, they'll be receiving hundreds of emails every day. It is impossible to review and respond. In fact, interestingly, we have even received complaints from international buyers. Someone's email ID was publicly exposed, and there was too many emails and too many follow-ups, to the extent that they wrote a formal complaint to Indian Embassy that you are making my life difficult, and I am thinking not of doing any business with India anymore. Right? So don't adopt that practice. It will hardly get you any result. But more importantly, to the point, to answer that question, we don't provide a list. This is where we are providing with you an opportunity to create your own digital presence, showcase your offering in front of international buyers, and do business with them. These are the two processes which are available. The second question which gets asked is, how do we improve our chances? Right? So we are ready to do this, but how do we improve our chances of getting the visibility? So there are a few things that you have to do. First is the online store that you're creating. I'm not asking you to create the most beautiful online store in the world, but the content should be properly updated. It should have all the relevant keywords. You should be doing a keyword research and then updating the content, etc. And once the content is updated, then it should be listed. Once your products are listed on Indian Business Portal, then you should ensure that if someone is searching, and you know by what terms they will be searching. Otherwise, you can ask AI, and AI can do the research, and it can give you a list of 10, 20, or 50 search terms which typically international buyers use to search for your product. Put those terms here, push those search terms or sentences here, and see if your products are appearing in the search result and at what position they are appearing. And then how can you bring them up? What keywords are currently missing in your product title, in your product content, that can be changed or manipulated to improve your search ranking? Because most digital buyers and it applies to international as well as domestic, they use search. So you have to ensure that not only Google search, this is where also you are optimizing your content. It will also help you with the Google search. So search is one thing, and second is your category listing, because this is where again, uh, either the buyer will go here or they will go through the navigation. Now your product should be visible in the correct category. If you are selling honey and it is your products are listed in pulses, you are missing out on the action, right? So you have to also ensure that the products are listed in the relevant category, right? So please also ensure that. So search, product content, search and listing, and obviously actively looking out for opportunities which are coming here so that you can respond to them immediately and how quickly you are responding, because the system is also monitoring how you are responding, how much time you are taking to respond to an RFQ, or if there's a query, how much time you're taking to respond to it, how actively you're logging into your account, right? So all those is also taken into consideration in ranking the products or displaying the products off, right? So there's no paid package that you can subscribe, but there is effort that you can put in to improve your visibility and your chances of getting business through Indian Business Portal. All right. Now, very important point I would want to highlight, that if you have done this right, and I'm not talking about doing AdWords or running ads. If you have made your website properly and it is properly indexed, you will start getting business through it if you have done this right. Because I personally have a demo account which I had created, and this is something which I created over multiple sessions. I was running a series of workshops wherein we discuss about every aspect related to an online store setup. Now that website accidentally was linked. It was also not a deliberate effort on my part to link it, but I created the Google Search Console also to demonstrate the capabilities, etc. Right? So it was indexed, and today I receive for a demo account that is not even a actual business. That is a hypothetical business, an imaginary business that I created to show the capabilities. On that imaginary business, I am getting inquiries, I'm getting calls. Why are you not going to get that, right? You will all to receive inquiries, you will all generate inquiries, you will all generate business. But the fundamental point is that you have to do this right. And this is where, unfortunately, I have seen that people avoid putting in effort. I have seen like people dealing in fruits and vegetable and just uploading one product, fruits and vegetable. Why did you even put in the effort of doing? It is not going to get you results. It is important. Now, very quickly, because we have few, not too much time left. So very quickly, helping you understand how you are going to list your product, because I can imagine many of you are not listed on Indian Business Portal. How are you going to do that? So the very first thing that you have to do is you have to come to Indian Business Portal, and here you will see there's an option which says sell on Indian Business Portal, register as Indian exporter. So you can click here, which will take you to another page. On this page, you will see create your catalog. There are two buttons which says create your catalog. You can click on any one of them. And once you click on it, it takes you to another page. And here you will see the fields to continue with Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, or you can input your name, email ID, password, and you can click on agree and continue. But before you do that, I would request that you should watch this video. And if time is not available, or if you're extremely busy, you can just keep the video open alongside, and if you get confused at any stage, you can just refer to the video. So we are not going to play the video. We will just fast forward it so that I can walk you through the steps. This is the page from where we open the video. So once you have added your name, email ID, and creator password, you have to do a mobile number OTP verification. Then you have to do GST verification, input your company name, location, legal entity type, and then select the industry and sub-industry, nature of business that you are dealing in, multi-select fields. You can select more than one option, which will bring you to this screen. On the screen, you will see three questions. What is the main purpose of your business? And I can see the screen is not very clear. Let me change the resolution, and now it is clear. So What is the main purpose of the online store transaction, B2B, B2C, generating leads, how many products you would like to upload, and would you like to have the minimum order quantity feature. So once you are done, click on next. In the next screen, you have to select a design template as per your liking. And if you don't like it, you can change it at any given point in time. It is very easy, simple and easy to change. Once you are done with that, it will bring you to this screen. On the screen, you'll see store name and store URL. So store name is your business name, but in case you're dealing in a brand, you can put the brand name as well. And then you have the store URL. So store URL box will either have the 16-digit code or it will be blank. So it will either have this kind of a code or it will be blank. So whatever the case may be, if it has a code, then select the code and delete it. And if it is blank, then type in your business name without space or any special character. So I'll repeat that statement once again. So if this URL box, which you are seeing here, it has something written into it, just select and delete it and type in your business name without space or special character. If the box is empty, then type in your business name without space or special character, right? So whatever the case may be, whether the box is empty or not empty, you have to type your business name without space or any special character. So no space, no special character. So here you can see the business name is Reliable Fashion Enterprises, and what I've written here is Reliable Fashion Enterprises, again without space. So that's what you have to do, and then click on Create e-store. But before that, what is this linker.store? This is a question magnet sort of this particular screen. So a lot of people ask me this question, what is this linker.store? So linker.store is our subdomain that we are providing to you absolutely free of cost, and you can use it for as long period as you want. Now that relate to two counter question. First is we already have our own domain. We don't need your linker.store. We have our own domain when we want to use that. Is it possible? Yes, absolutely. It is possible. In fact, the examples which I was showing you, let me take you to those examples. So it is lighttrap.org or hkonline.in or hinducorp.com, right? So it is your domain. If you want to take it live on your own domain, absolutely you can do that. In fact, we will help you out in doing that because it is little technical. But if you are not willing to invest in domain and SSL, because it is not just domain, you have to also buy an SSL. So you can continue to use linker.store. Now, the second question, which I mentioned earlier, is related to linker.store. So why are you providing this? What is the objective? There are two objectives. One is to make this process as simple as possible, because if we had asked you to add an A record to point the DNS of your domain to our server, I'm not sure how many of you have understood what I just said. So it would have become little technical and overwhelming. So we wanted to keep the process or the journey as simple as possible. And the second objective is to provide a sustainable digital presence option to MSMEs, because many businesses just shy away from creating their own website because of the reason that there are multiple cost heads associated with it. For example, they have to register and renew the domain every year. They have to buy SSL and renew it. And the other reason is hosting cost and AMCs, etc., whatnot. So because of those cost elements which are associated with the website, they shy away from creating their digital presence. To give them an option, they can create their own digital presence and they can use it for a long period of time. They can sustain it for a long period of time. So that's where if you're using linker.store, you don't have to worry about domain renewal. You don't have to worry about SSL. It is hosted on a PCI DSS certified infrastructure. So technically, we are even allowed to store financial information, which we don't do, but it is that safe and robust. So you get the best technology and you don't have to invest anything. And when it comes to managing the store, it is so easy, so simple that even a student can manage it. All right, so once you are done, you have to click on Create eStore, which will show you this page, and this where you can see there are a number of options available. Now what you're required to do is you have to click on this button which says store setup, and you can see already there were 4 steps that we have to do. We have already done 3. There is one more step that we have to do, and that is related to the product upload. Now, curiously, many times people have asked me that we already have the product information available with us in an Excel file. Can we upload it? Yes, you can upload it. This is the place from where you can go and upload it. That is explained in the video in great detail. So we are not going to spend your valuable time there. Now, coming back to the product upload is also explained in the video in great detail. But there are 2 points which I would want to highlight. The first one is related to GI product. So in case any one of you is dealing in GI product, and I think the example which I was showing you, I am not sure if it is still there, or otherwise, let's go back and let's look at it. Let's just open this. Yeah. Somehow my internet has become a little slow all of a sudden. So just let's open the same example again. So here you can see there's a GI product emblem here. There's a GI product emblem there also. So all the products which are tagged as GI product, they carry this GI tag on Indian Business Portal. And there's a separate page for GI tag product as well on Indian Business Portal. Now, if you are dealing in a GI tag product, you have to firstly click on that option and turn it on, and then you have to select the GI category and subcategory. So you have to select the GI category from one drop down, and then this GI subcategory from the other drop down. So GIs are across multiple categories like agriculture, foodstuff, manufacturing, etc., etc. So select the category and subcategory, and then you have to upload the GI certificate. So without uploading GI certificate, you cannot showcase your products as GI certified product. That is mandatory. So that is GI product. One point I wanted to highlight. The second point is around categories. So when you are uploading your products to list your products on GI on Indian Business Portal, you have to select a category and you have to select a subcategory. So basically, I talked about an example of honey. So imagine that you are dealing in honey. So you would want to showcase your product here, because if there's an international buyer who's wanting to buy honey, they will for sure come to the honey category page. And if your product is not listed there, obviously you are losing out on the opportunity. So you have to be here. This is where your product should be displayed. Now, how do you make sure that? So you have to select the category and you have to select the subcategory. You select food and beverages, and then you select the honey. And that's how you'll ensure that the products are displayed at the right place. So these were the 2 points I wanted to share with you. The rest of the product upload process is explained in the video in great detail. So we are not going to spend your valuable time there. We will just skip through it. You can review it at your convenience. So we will just conclude the journey. So once you are uploaded the product, minimum one product has to be uploaded. Then you have to click on this home shaped icon, which will bring you to the screen. This is where you'll see there's a big button which says unpublished. Click on that and you are done with your online store creation journey. But trust, tell me honestly, and you can chat your answer, that how complicated it is, right? It does not require any coding. It does not require any complicated stuff. It is just basic information that you have to fill, which you already have about your business, about yourself, about your product. You already have that information. In case you're little skeptical, like how good that information is, just run it through AI and AI can enhance it. Now, after you have done that, is it the end? No, obviously there are more steps that you have to do. So once you are done with that, then you have to go to catalog, and that's where you have to upload more products. So you can upload one product at a time, or you can upload them in bulk. Both options are available. So this is where you have add product, which you can use to upload one product at a time. Or if you want to upload them in bulk, you can do that. Once you are done with the product upload, then you should head straight to My Store. This is where you have to firstly go to the theme section, apply a theme of your choice. Once you have applied that, you can go to store preview and work on the beautification part of it. You should go to the navigation to set up the navigation. So navigation are basically these elements that you see on the website. So company profile, products, contact us, or if we come here, this is where you have more detailed navigation. So this entire setup is done. Now, we have embedded tutorial videos in each section. So I'll quickly take you to navigation. So here you'll see there's a watch video. So you can watch the video, and in case you're getting confused, you can refer to the video and you can understand the journey. So navigation setup, once you are done with the theme, once you are done with the beautification and the navigation setup, you should go to the pages and create the pages, the terms and condition, privacy policy, because those are required. Once all that is done, once you are sure that your website is now completed and it is ready, you can go to Indian Business Portal, which is here just below my store. And here you have to fill up this form. This form basically feeds in the information to the profile I showed you earlier. Let's go to the profile. I think we have here. So this information which is displayed here on the profile on Indian Business Portal, it is basically entered from here. So just input the information. You have to input and verify your IC code, legal entity type, year of establishment, whether you're merchant exporter, manufacturer exporter, or both, or a service provider. Are you MSME? Export turnover of previous 3 years, countries you have already exported to, countries you would like to export to, number of employees, license and certificate, upload as many as possible. Advantages, innovation, you have to basically tell why should someone do business with you. And lastly, what type of proposals you are interested in. Once you are done, click on save, which will enable or open this page, which will take you to stage 2, which will open this overlay. On this overlay, you'll see there are two sections to it. One is do's and don'ts. I will, I would, sorry, I would sincerely request you all to watch this video, because in this video we have explained what are the mistakes that prevent you from showcasing your products on Indian Business Portal and how to fix them as well, right? So not just mistakes, but also the solutions to those mistakes are explained in this video. So please do watch this video. Once you are absolutely sure that there are no issues, there are no mistakes, then you should just accept the terms and click on submit. And that's how you list your products on Indian Business Portal. And with this, I will turn off the screen share and we'll break into the question answer round. Now, if you have already not added, I can see there are a few questions which are already there. But in the meantime, as you are adding your questions, let me quickly share my contact details and some tutorial resources with you. So just allow me a few seconds to do that. So I've shared my contact details. I'm also sharing with you the contact details of help desk. So if any one of you faces any difficulty, if you face any challenge, any confusion, drop an email on the help desk and someone from our side will connect with you and will guide you, right? Let me also share with you some tutorial material, especially today's webinar's recording, because many of you are interested in having that. So I'm going to share with you multiple links. So it is what am I sharing with you? So I've given the link of the video I was showing you earlier, then how to upload the products. And in that upload process, upload product video, I've also explained how you can use AI, the free AI, ChatGPT and Gemini, and then how to upload products in bulk, how to set up navigation. And I have also linked the entire tutorial video playlist. And lastly, you have the link of today's webinar. So all that is coming now in the chat. So all that information is available with you. The most important one, which I want all of you to copy, is the help desk contact details, and it is info@fio.globalinker.com, and the contact number is 0224893175. So it is already there in the chat. I am going to share that once again, because very often I come across members who are facing issues and they share their challenges with me in the webinar. And there I just tell them like just connect with me in person or drop an email on the help desk and your problem will be resolved, right? So don't sit with the problem. This is the place where you have to go and ask or share your problem or your challenge, and someone from our team will connect with you and we will help you out. All right. So let's look at the questions. Uh, The first question which I'm taking is from Krunal Jariwal, and his question, mm, basically, my interpretation is that Krunal, you want to understand, can we showcase software or IT consultancy services on Indian Business Portal? The answer is yes, you can do that. Their services can be listed on Indian Business Portal. Right. Now, the point which I was making to all of you about the help desk contact details, it is right there. This very second question is from a participant who has mentioned that I am seeing that my store is linked, but my products are not visible. Now, you should have dropped an email to the help desk, and the help desk team would have looked at it immediately. But any which ways, you have shared it, so I will note it down. Just allow me a quick second to note it down, and then I'll get it looked into. Next question is from Ritu Ahuja. The question is, the products are listed on the portal, but the catalog is not created. Will have an impact on the inquiry flow. You cannot list products on the portal without creating a catalog. That is not possible. I'm not sure how. Are you imagining that you have done that? There seems to be a difference in understanding, right? You cannot list on Indian Business Portal without creating a catalog, without creating the store, which I just explained to you. You can't list. There is no way. So just to share details with me about your business. I've chatted my email ID. So just drop me an email with details of your business. I'll review it and I'll clarify, right, what are the next steps that you should do. Next question is from Ultraflex. They are facing an IC issue. So, Ultraflex, what you have to do is you have to take a screenshot of the error that you're facing, that error that you're seeing on the screen, and drop an email to the help desk on info, and we will look into it. We will see what is the issue, which is why it is happening, and we'll guide you through. If required, we will whitelist your IC from the backend. So just send an email on the help desk. Next question is from Abhiram. Is GST compulsory? Yes, GST is compulsory for publishing your store. You can create a store, you can upload the product, but it will not publish. It will not get published. And if it is not published, you will not be able to link it as well with IVP. Next question is again something which I believe I've already answered, and that is a member is requesting for customer directory. I have mentioned that we don't provide exporters data. Next question, can I modify the profile? Yes, you can do that. You can update your profile very easily. It is your profile. You will certainly be able to modify it. Next question is from Sunil Ji. Is there a currency section option on the site? Yes, there is. On Indian Business Portal, a buyer can choose, or the site either dynamically detects the currency, or it have an option for the buyer to choose it. Now, on the online store, you have an option of using a feature called auto currency switcher, which basically will detect on its own the location of the browser or the device, and based on that, it will automatically switch or change the currency. Next question is from Asif Hussain. The question is, any fees for creating the online store? No, it is as a DIY solution, as a do-it-yourself solution. It is absolutely free of cost. There are freemium features available. For example, the auto currency switcher feature I was just talking about. It is a premium feature. So if you want to use that feature, you may have to upgrade to a paid plan. But the online store or listing on Indian Business Portal, you can do all that absolutely free. Next question is slightly longer, so I was just reading it. The question is related to the store name. So their point is, our company name is very long. So if you are adding the company name in the URL, then the URL will be very long. So first of all, you can't add the entire name. The length is 25 characters. So within 25 characters, you'll have to trim it, edit it, and then only you'll be able to add it. Now, your point is, and this is anonymous attendee, by the way, so they haven't shared their name. So your point is that you don't want it to keep it too long. You want to name the store in the name of brand. Is that possible? Is that doable? Yes, it is doable. It is possible. You can name the store, or you can put the brand name in the store URL as well, right? That is allowed. That is permissible. Next question is anonymous attendee, and they want to understand about ONDC. So for ONDC, because ONDC is a very large subject, and we have already overshot our time by 15 minutes. But there is a webinar that I did some time back wherein I have explained about ONDC. So I will give you the link of our YouTube channel. That's where you can find the recording of a webinar or there's a detailed playlist also about ONDC. So wherein I've explained about the entire concept of ONDC, you should be able to understand that. But still, if you have any questions, if you have any doubt, drop an email to me and I'll provide you the clarification. So the link which I'm sharing with you is the Global Linkers YouTube channel. I am adding the link in the chat. Next question is from Neerav. His question is, we are in the manufacturing of contact lens cleaning solution, and the required category is not there. So, and this is where I'm not just answering to Neerav, I'm answering or sharing this with all of you, that if you see or feel that your products category is not there on Indian Business Portal, you can just drop us an email. Again, you can drop an email on info@fio.globalinker.com. I will share the help desk details once again. So drop an email on the help desk and share, just write the category that you would want to get added, and we will take that up. It will take some time. It is not like you drop an email and immediately it will get done. So there are backend processes which are also required. There are mapping also which are required. So it will take some time, but it will be done, right? So if any one of you, not just Nirav, if you feel, so for Nirav, please drop an email. You can drop it directly to me as well if you're not wanting to send it to help desk. Otherwise, you could drop an email to help desk, mark it to me in CC, and I'll get the required category added. Just mention what category you're wanting to get added, and I'll get that added. Next question is from Sunil ji. His question is how to add multiple currency in a single product. You don't have to add multiple currencies in a single product. You have to just specify the product price in your own currency, and then the system automatically does the changes. However, you can add a margin to it. So if you don't want a absolute conversion, 1:1 conversion to happen, you can add a margin, right? So if you're doing a setup for USD, so whatever is the exchange rate, you can add a 10% increase to it, 15% increase to it, depending on your business requirement. You can do that, right? So for that, you have to use the auto currency switcher feature. Next question is from Parth Patel. His question is, Parth's question is, once we have uploaded the product, can we make changes to it? Absolutely, you can make changes to it. You can upload, edit, change anything in the product, right? So absolutely everything which is there on your product is editable. You can make changes to it. Next question is from Jules, and his question is related to cross-border payment. So, Jules, Indian Business Portal is a discovery platform. This is where we are allowing you to be discovered by an international buyer, or allowing an international buyer to discover you. The transaction happens between you and the international buyer. So the transaction, or how the exchange or money is handled, that is between you. So whether it is a bank transfer or how the transfer is happening. Now for the B2C product, specifically if you're wanting to understand about that on the online store, because the transaction happens on the online store. So on the online store, you can sign up. There are multiple payment gateways which are pre-integrated. So you have to just sign up and activate one of the payment gateway. For example, Razorpay. So on Razorpay, you can accept international payment acceptance. Or if you want to use PayPal, you also have an integration with PayPal, and you can utilize it to receive payments from your customers or cross-border payments. Next question is from Sujan, and he is mentioning that I've uploaded the 17 product but haven't created an online store. So Sujan, what you have done is you have uploaded the products to your profile. You can't list them on Indian Business Portal. That is the biggest drawback, and you don't have an online store. You don't have a presence of your own. So please convert your store. So next time you log into your account, after logging in, after opening the seller panel, so log into your account and then click on online store, and you'll see an option convert now. Click on it, and the steps that I explained in my video, the 3 screen, like the 3 question and the theme, etc. Follow those and your store will get converted. So please do convert. It has quite a bit of impact if you're just listing the products and not creating an online. So the biggest impact is you can't be listed, or your business can't be listed on Indian Business Portal. Next question is from Perth. Now, the pricing, which you are mentioning, if you are into B2C, then obviously it is the pricing is the product pricing, and then you can charge the shipping separately from the buyer. Now, for B2B, if you can show price on request, you don't have to essentially show the price. And then once you have received the interest from the international buyer, then you can discuss in terms of the pricing type, whether it will be CIF or FOB. So, or if it is a RFQ, then in case of RFQ, the international buyer do specify what type of pricing they are looking at. Next question is from Mr. Rafiq. His question is how to get GI. So you have to reach out to GI registry. They are based out of Chennai. So you have to reach out to them. They'll explain you the registration process and how you can get them. Next question is from Jeevan Nathan. They're facing some issue with the SEO. So Jeevan Nathan ji, create an online store on our platform and we'll guide you with the SEO best practices. Next question is from Akansh. His question is, as IBP or Indian Business Portal is a relatively new platform, how it is being promoted. So it is being promoted through various channels. One is through the government network, through trade commissions and the embassies that we have globally, through that, and then through digital mediums as well, through SEO and digital marketing effort, through that as well, and through various trade events. So FIO organizes a lot of trade events, a lot of buyer seller meets. So on in all those events, also the platform is promoted. Next question is from anonymous attendee, and his question is on the control panel. If they are adding images to the component, the dimensions are not mentioned there. The dimensions are not mentioned there because of a reason that you are supposed to go click on store preview, go to the front end, and there all the dimensions are mentioned, right? So click on store preview. A new page will open up with a lot of yellow dots. Click on the yellow dot and a pop-up will open. On the pop-up, you'll see the dimension. Now, the visuals that you're adding here on the homepage component, they are only for your website. They are not going to be displayed on Indian Business Portal. Indian Business Portal will display what? It will display your logo, the information that you have added to about our export page, and your products, right? So that is what will be displayed on Indian Business Portal. Next question is from Mr. Sunil, jute bag manufacturer. So, Sunil, there are too many jute bag manufacturers. Few of them I personally know, and they are listed on Global Inker. So I am not sure why you are not able to find the required category. Just drop me an email or drop an email to help desk, and we will guide you. Next question, how to move images which are already uploaded in a specific folder. Now, why would you want to move the images which are already uploaded? You can just use them wherever they are on the image manager. You can simply use them from there itself. Next question, anonymous attendee. This webinar link is not showing on YouTube. Which webinar link are you talking about? This webinar, it is currently live. So you will find it in the live webinar. Just let me check the link once again. Yeah. This is the today's webinar's link. Next question is from Kartik ji. Kartik ji's question is how it is different from the other platforms. So, uh, Indian Business Portal or the Global Linker itself, if you look at the intent or the construct, the intent is to help a MSME grow their business because unfortunately, a lot of existing discovery platforms or directory listing platforms were away or beyond the reach of a MSME, and that's where they were not able to expand their business or they were not able to grow their business. So the intent is to serve that community which is already disadvantaged. So that is one fundamental difference which is there. Now, when it comes to the promotion, it is also promoted through government channel. So the level of trust which is there, it is significantly high as compared to any other portal. Plus, we have put in a lot of effort in creating customized solutions which are required by the buyer. And very soon there are a lot of AI enhancements that you will also see. There are few AI enhancements which are already rolled out, and very soon there are a lot of AI enhancements, especially from the buyer's engagement or interaction side that you will see on the platform, which will be rolled out and which will help in the buyer matchmaking as well as discovery of Indian exporters by international buyers. Uh, Next question is from Sujan Mehta ji. So his question is, we already have a website. Sujan ji, you cannot link your existing website. You will have to create an online store on the platform itself. And I think I've already explained it in great detail that there are a lot of custom features which are built to help importers, to help exporters like you, which are obviously not present on your existing website. So you can continue to use, you don't have to abandon your existing website. You can continue to use it and you can create one more portal on Indian Business Portal, and you can use it for listing your offering on Indian Business Portal. Next question is from Purtavik. The question is, they deal in perishable product, and because of that, they are not able to update the catalog. I am confused. What does perishability or perishability of your product has to do with a digital catalog, right? So you can still click on images, you can upload the products, and you can clearly specify that it is a inquiry-based product. So a prospective buyer can send you an inquiry, and you can respond to them if you have the supply available and based on the availability and the condition of the product, right? So I don't foresee a reason why you are not able to create a catalog. But if you can drop me an email with little more details and specifics, I may be able to understand your concern. Probably I'm not able to understand your concern. I may be able to understand your concern in a better way, and I can recommend a solution. And this is something which is open to all of you. You have my email ID. If you feel you're confused, you want some suggestion, you need guidance, drop me an email. I may not be able to respond immediately. I'm already clarifying that. I may, but as soon as I'm able to respond, I will do that. And if required, we will also connect over a one-on-one session to discuss and interact, right? Now, because we have already overshot our time, and I can see there are a few more questions which are there, and I don't think we'll be able to answer all of them. So I will take one more question and then we will conclude today's session. So let me just quickly go through the questions, and if The last question I am taking is from Ritu Ahuja ji. She has mentioned that there's some error that she is seeing. So Ritu ji, drop an email to the help desk. You can mark it to me all as well in the CC, and I will have the team look into it. There must be some configuration issue which is there on the store, because of that you're facing this. So just drop an email to the help desk and our help desk team will look into it. I am again sharing the help desk contact details. Already shared them multiple times, but I'm sharing them once again here. So if any one of you, not just Rituji, any one of you is facing any issue, any challenge, any confusion, drop an email to the help desk, right? Perfect. So this is where we'll conclude this session. We have overshot the time, and we have made Mukesh ji wait half an hour more. So thank you, Mukesh ji.
Thank you very much, sir, for wonderful session. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Bye bye from our side.
Thank you, sir. Thank